everyone, welcome back to another Stamp Chatter video. My name is Leanne. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, Western Canada. Anyway, you can visit my blog if you like, or my Facebook page at Stamp Chatter. Facebook.com/Stamp Chatter, just that easy. So today I'm going to show you quickly how to make a Post-it note holder. We did these at Christmas time. I did these with my customers at our Christmas party via Zoom, and it was a lot of fun, and it's really quite easy to make. So I thought I would just give you a quick rundown on how to make one for yourself. So I'm going to use some designer paper from the mini catalog. It's from a cactus medley suite, flowering cactus I believe it's called, and you get some DSP, you get the cactus stamp set, which is really cute, and a few other things. So just to show you something that's made with the cactus, I lost the flower up there, but I'll have to add another one later, but just to show you what I'm using, and I really like this. So I've grabbed some paper from that medley, and I've cut 2 pieces of designer paper that are 3.5 inches by 2 inches. Okay, 3.5 by 2, and I've cut 2 pieces, and I'm just going to put that aside. You're also going to grab yourself 1 sheet of coordinating cardstock. I'm using Mossy Meadow, and it is obviously 8.5 by 11. So let's cut this down. That's all you need. You'll need a scoring blade, and you'll need some double-sided tape or some glue as well, and some paper snips. Okay, so 3 3/4 inch by 11. That's going to be my first cut. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that cutter, and I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to score this at 1, 2, 3, and 7. So 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 7 inch, and what I'm making is the tent. 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and 7 inch. So you're actually making 2 pieces. One is the tent and one is the actual holder, and it's going to sit on the tent. So let me just show you for a sec. So this is the tent, that's what I'm talking about. And then with the other piece, we're going to make this box that holds your pen or your pencil and your Post-it note. Okay, so this is the tent, 3 3/4 inch by 11, scored at 1, 2, 3, and 7. All right, put that aside. Take that leftover piece now. It should be 4 3/4 up here at the top by 11, and you want to go to the 11-inch side and cut that down to 6 3/4. So you're left with 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. On this 6 3/4 inch side, get rid of the cutter. I'm going to score it at 2 1/4, and then 2 3/4. So we're making our pocket now to hold our pen and our Post-it note. So give it a turn, and 1/2 inch on each side I want you to score. So I'm going to go 1/2 inch on this side, and then I'm going to go 1/2 inch on the other side. So both sides 1/2 inch in from the edge, so you end up with this. Okay, I hope you can see that. All right, I'm going to put my cutter aside, and I'm going to take my paper snips now, and I just want to put some relief cuts in here. So I hope you can see this, where these score lines are. I'm going to cut tiny little triangles. Essentially I'm going to cut out that score line, but I'm going to just do a little bit of a triangle. It doesn't matter. You know, don't be too fussy about this. It doesn't have to be the exact same size. You won't see it. It's really just a relief cut that helps when you fold it. You won't get any binding, and it'll just sit nicer. That's all. So give it a couple relief cuts, just like this. All right, and you're done. Just like that. Okay. All right, we've got to cut one more piece that I forgot about. We need the little inside. So this is what's left over after you've cut those 2 pieces. So go ahead and cut this into a 2.5 by 2.5 piece of cardstock. 2.5 by 2.5, and then score that every 1/2 inch. Okay, so we've got 1/2 inch score, and then 1 inch, and then 1.5, and then 2 inches. just like that. Did I do that right? 2.5 by 2.5. I'm gonna have to cut this smaller, I think, but I think it's 2 by 2.5 is what I wanted, but that's okay. I'll just cut it down to 2 inches, and I'll show you why in a second. So start again. Cut yourself a 2 inch by 2.5, okay? And then on the 2.5 inch side, every 1/2 inch, okay? So 2.5 inches by 2. Now, what I like to do, because essentially you're just going to fold this into a little square like this. That's where your little pen holder or pencil holder is going to be. So I like to flatten this like this. I'm going to put some tape along here and just fold this over. But it does bind a little bit, you'll notice. So I'm going to shave a hair just with my scissors. I'm just going to cut a hair off the end so it'll sit a bit flatter. All right. Now I can put that away. I'll take my tearaway tape and I'm going to fold that just like that and tear some tape away. Where are my tweezers? Cannot use my nails doing this. Okay, now I'm going to fold it down and now it won't bind. You can actually see the crease mark there. I'm just going to, and that just makes it easier. Get a nice perfect little square. All right, put that aside for a second and let's go back to our pocket and our 2 pieces of designer paper that we cut up, okay? Looking at it from this direction with the small 2-inch portion facing on the bottom, we're going to take the DSP paper and we're going to put this at the top. So I'm going to take some glue and I'm going to adhere this to the top of this piece here, just like this. You could layer this again if you wanted to, do multi-layers, make something fun. I'm just doing this really simply. Okay, so this is going to come up. You're going to fold on these 2 score lines, okay? And this is going to be the front of your box. So you'll want to put this DSP paper on the bottom. So I'll flip that open and put this on the bottom, just like that. Okay, so flip it back the other way. Now we have our little pen holder. So you're going to want to put some, doesn't matter which side, on one of the sides just put a little strip of tearaway tape. And rip that off like this. All right, we want this to go on this edge right here, right on the edge here. So you want it to go right there, and you want to still be able to see that score line. Don't cover it up or you'll bind your paper. So actually a good trick is just to hold this up and then push it in, and then you'll know what I mean. And if you fold it down, you can actually see the crease. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, that's my sticky part. So I'm going to turn it this way. I'm actually going to flatten it. See, my glue is on this side, and it's just easier. I find it easier. And then I can just put it up on the side here. Like I say, just be a scant inside that fold line, okay? Okay, so we had put this little pen holder on here, and I said make sure that you can see that score line so that it doesn't bind and it just sits really nicely like that. So there's several ways you can do this. It depends what your preference is. On this one, I think what I'm going to do, I didn't do this on the other ones, but I'm going to do this a little bit differently, and I'm going to put this together with these tabs on the on the outside, like this, because I'm going to trim these little guys off on this project. I didn't do that on the other ones, but I'm going to make it a little cleaner today. So that's how I'm going to assemble mine. I am going to, so I'm going to put some more tape on this edge, and oops, don't want that. And then we will attach the side and just like this. And that'll stay nice and secure. Okay, now I can go ahead and fold those in. I'm gonna put some tape on this side and on this side. And we're just gonna tape it. Tape the sides together. So this is, as you can see, you know, if you get the hang of this, you do it once and you can probably mass produce these pretty quickly if you want to do them as a gift for friends or family, or maybe your own customers. So I'm going to make sure that tab is in. I'm going to close this just like that. So you can see here, if you look closely, you can see that where I cut that triangle, it just takes a little bit of bulk out there. So when you do put this together, you get a nice crisp corner. You get a crisp bottom. All right, I'm gonna do that, and like I said, I'm gonna cut these off. I didn't do that on the other ones because I kind of wanted it there for the pen, in case the pen wanted to flop to one side, but I'm gonna say you don't need it. That's what I'm gonna say. It's up to you how you would like to do yours. I'm gonna cut mine off on this project. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is build the tent that this gets attached to. And I may put some ribbon on that in a bit. But here's the tent. So I have my score lines here, 1, 2, 3, and 7. Okay, put the 7-inch at the top. And at that 3-inch mark, give it a fold. And then the 2-inch come back and the 1-inch go up. So you've created a little W or an accordion for yourself. And then this top piece is going to come down, and it's just that simple. We're going to glue these two pieces together, and that's going to be our tent. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I take some more of my tearaway tape, and that makes it really secure. Oop. And let me just do 1 and 2. You know, you can do this with glue if you want. Like I've said before, the Tombow glue is a very strong glue. Okay, now I am not going to use tearaway on this part. Why? Because I'm terrible at getting this perfect. So if I put some glue on it, I got a bit of wiggle room and I can make it work. And this is quite strong stuff. Not worried about it falling apart at all. Okay, so I'll just stick this right on here. Put my fingers up here, make sure all the edges are nice and even. I'm gonna flatten it and just give it a little rub. Make sure that is all sticking down really nice. You know, that's it. I could have put some ribbon around here before I glued this on, but I chose not to, and I think I'm just going to leave this really simple. I'm just going to get my Post-it note. This isn't the right color. We'll have to find one that matches. And my pencils. I love pencils as opposed to pens. Don't ask me why, but anyway, that's the project. It's really quick. It's super simple. I think you can make a lot of different cute designs. Just sits there like that. Here's the other one I made. You know, I think I like it better with the little trims, these cut off, but completely up to you. Come up with your own design. This is basically how to do one, and I hope you enjoy making one. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.